Hey, it's Alvin Poe. I am an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since I was a teenager. I started Vodian, which became Singapore's leading web hosting provider from the age of 17 with my co-founder. And together, we scaled the business up to $30 million. Now, that was the exit that happened in about 2017, 2018. And since then, since the acquisition, my life story has changed. My narrative and everything has changed. I get people asking me about startups and entrepreneurship and my mindset, my mental models, questions like that all the time. And I remember one question being particularly hard hitting. And I think you'll find that to be very relevant as well because it has got to do with the concept of time. Now, if you want to find out more about this, then watch on because I think this video is going to impact you in the same way it really impacted me and really hit hard the way the question was asked as well. So the question that was asked was, hey, Alvin, how do I actually become an entrepreneur who is successful just like yourself and is able to exit for millions of dollars? I want to be like that. Now, this is, mind you, a student from my polytechnic, and this was during an event. And I thought, wow, when I was well, he must have been 17, so it was about the same time I started my business as well. At that time, at 17, I wasn't thinking about making millions of dollars. I was thinking of taking care of the family, and I was thinking of something that was much smaller in terms of quantum. And to me, I wanted to take things one step at a time, right? If you don't even know if your family can be taken care of next month, next year, then thinking about millions of dollars is like a very far-fetched goal. So when he asked me that question, I think the thing that I thought about was, wow, this guy wants the success that I went through and I got like maybe with 20 years of entrepreneurship experience at the age of 33. And at that point of time, I think I must have been like 36 already when he was asking that question. And to me, the only thing I was thinking of is, whoa, I want to be 17 years old, but I can't. Nobody can turn back time. And I think that's something that is very hard hitting because on one hand, you have a young, impressionable, student entrepreneur that wants to have a wildly successful business and exit. And on the other hand, you have me. And I look back to when I was younger and I would actually really want to be that age again because of the energy, because of the experiences, because of the sometimes the ignorance can be bliss as well. But that's the thing, right? Time doesn't turn back. The clock doesn't turn back. And I think this is the topic of what we're going to talk about today. And that is time. Now, it's something that, again, like a clock, it doesn't turn back. That is why, I don't know if you can see my tattoo, but it has I can't see it. Yeah, it has a clock on it too. I want myself to be reminded of the fact that time is fleeting. And here's how I view time. So we have the average human lifespan. This is when you were born, and this is when you die. Typical lifespan, or some people like to say health span, is about 80 years. And this is on average, right? So some might be shorter, some might be longer. But I think 80 is a good number to be at. And I see this happening already. My parents are getting older, and I see that. I see myself getting older. In fact, like everybody's getting older. Every second, everybody's getting older. I'm getting older. I just got older by 2 seconds. You just got older by 2 seconds. And so this is tremendously important to know that time is always always ongoing. Here's how I break this up though. So obviously, this is 0, this is 80, and right in the middle, of course, you have 40. But when we break it up, we also have the 10, the 20, 30, the 50, the 60, the 70, and then the 80. This is our time on this earth. This is all the time we have. And when you look at it, this part here, the first 20 years, it's pretty much us trying to figure things out. Before the ages of 10, you don't know much, you don't know anything. You're just trying to figure things out, you're just having fun, you're a kid. From the ages of 10 to 20, you're trying to get an education, you're trying to grow up, you're trying to figure out how, in fact, I think the whole of life is just trying to figure out how things work. From the age of 10 to 20, you're still maturing and still growing and developing. So really, the ages from 0 to 20, I would say, are in our development phase. And when we look at the other end of the spectrum, this is going to be the same thing here as well. We start winding down from the ages of 60, we aren't going to be spending that much time on the things that we know will not matter to us as much anymore. If we have a job that we absolutely hate, I think it would be hard pressed to find somebody that, is still continuing in that job at the age of 60, because everyone knows that the last 20 years is coming up, or the last however number of years is coming up. And so when we really look at what is left, which is here, we've only got 40 years. We've only got 40 years. And how I break my life up from then is in blocks of 10. So really, we've only got 4 decades worth to make things work. And I know this is a really, really short amount of time. Because if you look at it, COVID had just happened, and it's, I think, the second year of COVID already. We've already passed the second year of COVID, so we're going into our 3rd year already. And that means 2 years have gone past. If you were just waiting for things to happen and not doing anything during those 2 years, that meant 2 years out of one block of 10 years, that's 20%, is now gone. And it can be tremendously scary, right? So for me, what I like to do is to use this concept of a 4-stage future that really breaks down this time, right, into very, very structured and logical sequences, so that I know that today I'm doing something that actually gets me towards the objectives that I have. And these objectives can be anything. Like, if you want to work on your business, it's not going to happen overnight. My business took me 17 years to really grow and to scale and to have that $30 million exit. It was not an overnight success. Along the way, I had multiple failures. I had multiple other businesses that failed. I had multiple ideas that didn't work out. And it took time to find that out. But if we don't stick to the path and we don't make sure that we are continually getting better and getting at least wiser about how business works, then you're never ever going to get to that point where you're going to have a business that succeeds, because you as a person aren't going to get to that point as well. So that's why I minimally spend at least 10 years to a project, committed to that amount of time, just so that I know I have that time to really grow and develop. This applies to anything. If you want to be a rock star singer, you've got to put in the number of years and the effort and all that time. You can't be a rock star singer overnight. If you want to be a rock star, fitness influencer, you can't do that overnight as well. Just being fit and training requires years and years of practice. You've got to build up the foundation, you've got to build up the skills, you've got to make the mistakes and start having muscle strains and sometimes even muscle pulls or, you know, hopefully not, but muscle tears. So, you know, you got to go through all of that, and then finally you get to a point where, you know, you know that you have the experience, you know the skills, you put in the time and effort, your muscles, your joints, your tendons have all developed, and you've got like that going for you. So it's the same thing for business, it's the same thing for fitness, it's the same thing for health, it's the same thing for eating, it's the same thing for relationships. All these things take time. You can't just happen, you know, you can't just expect things to happen overnight. And that's why I minimally commit 10 years to each single project that I have. And I break up my life into these periods, knowing that it takes time. So this is a concept of time that I wanted to talk to you guys about and to show you how I actually break up this time, which is my life. And hopefully this gives you a perspective of how I do things and how I see things. If this is helpful, if this helps you, let me know in the comments down below. If you have a different way of viewing things, I want to hear as well. So drop me a comment down below. If you like this video, please like, of course. Please share it with somebody that might benefit from this. And more importantly, hit the subscribe button. Smash that so that you'll be notified whenever I put out new videos. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.